Hi, my name is Jon Karty. I'm the Assistant Chair in Chemistry and a Senior Scientist here at IU Bloomington. And these are my recollections of Dr. Dennis Peters. Dr. Peters was actually my first graduate school professor in 1996 when I came here. I recall his passion for electroanalytical chemistry. I remember his deep voice and methodical manner in which he explained things that many of us weren't familiar with. I also recall him at least marking grammar or spelling mistakes on our blue books, but thankfully not taking off any points for them. And he really set an example of quiet passion that one can have without being overbearing. I was very fortunate to be included as a co-author on 21 publications out of his lab over my 23-year career here at IU. And Dennis is always generous to share credit, to share responsibility when it comes to successes and research progress out of his laboratory. And that sets, again, a standard and example that all of us should strive to emulate as we move forward in our own careers. Dennis was always willing to serve his department. He never used his success or his longevity as a way to garner extra resources, and he was always willing to serve. In fact, he actually, at nearly 80 years old, served on the committee to help us find our current chair and really set a model for how we should do that moving forward. The thing that Dennis, to me, was most passionate about was the teaching of undergraduates and their success, especially freshmen. Many a time, Dennis would be walking through the building with the parents and prospective student with as much pride and gusto and patience as we would show a prospective faculty candidate or graduate student visiting our department. And so again, that model of humility, of service, of pride in our institution and our department is something that I take with me. And when undergraduates worked in his laboratory, they were not assistants or graduate student or people just do scut work. They actually owned their own work. They published their own work when it was appropriate. They helped advance long-term projects. So it might take 2 undergraduates to get a project done, but both of those students would then have ownership of the work they had done, and that carries forward into their success and their recollections of IU. Dennis also passionately taught freshman general chemistry. That was something he liked doing. That was not something he tried to avoid. He loved teaching freshmen both honors and regular. He loved giving demonstrations and chemistry magic shows. His excitement and his passion was transmitted to the students, and you can see that in their videos, that these freshmen who spent a few weeks with him were moved deeply by his passion and his commitment. He was teaching all the way throughout his career, all 50 plus years of it. He was an active educator and improved his art and mentored his junior colleagues. And something else that Dennis, I pointed out around this, that he was humble. He was not one to toot his own horn. He was not one to brag. He was not one to make you realize, oh, I'm so important. His success spoke for itself in a quiet, understated way that, again, I really value as an example of how to be. So finally, Dennis's legacy to chemistry, to Indiana University, and to the world beyond lives on in his students. And I can recall the ones I had the privilege to learn with and work with in no particular order: Lee and Danielle and Mike Samide, Mike Simones and Mohammed Mubarak and John Rose and Anna and Matt and Eric. Amir, Lizzie, Caitlin, Angela, Greg, Philip, Kent, Peng, Chengji, Jared, Maria, and the others I know I'm leaving out. This legacy of his students who take his passion, his commitment to the science, to their institutions that they now are at, or the companies that they now are at, make them very valuable and colleagues that people depend on, despite being many years removed from Dennis's excellent example. And I can't think of a better mentor to have in how to be a professional academic chemist than Dennis Peters. And it is with great sadness that, but pride in my ability to have worked with him, that I make this video. Thank you.